What's up everybody, welcome to the channel, and today we're making a Jarvis in Python. So in the Avengers, Jarvis is Tony Stark's AI assistant and he can basically do anything. So I don't really have a super suit lying around and I'm not Tony Stark. So this Jarvis won't be able to, control laser weapons, but it will be able to take a user input and it will be able to get a answer. So like if you ask it a question, it'll be able to answer you, and it'll be able to use voice and speech programs to recognize what you're saying, and it'll be able to speak back to you using your computer speakers. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to install the PyTTSX3 module. While that's running, we're also going to install the Wikipedia module. And we're also going to want to install the speech recognition module. So this first module over here is in charge of speaking, using your speaker to say words back to you. The second module, the Wikipedia module, is responsible for giving information. It's like our dictionary. And the third module is responsible for being able to take a voice input and put it into words. So it seems to me that everything ran successfully. Let's get started. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to import our modules. And then we're going to start our initialization process. So vconfig is going to be the variable that we're going to call when we want to say something to the user through the speaker. And then stt is going to be the variable that we're going to call when we want to hear voice inputs from the user. So when the user is speaking, this stt variable is going to be the one we call when we want to decode what they're trying to say. All right, and then we're going to set the property of vconfig. We want to set the rate at which the person speaks, the 188. That's just the speed of this person, and I find that 188 is the most natural. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make a function called QA, question answer. So we'll define that, and then we're going to start by a try except block. And we're going to define a variable called search query equals, and the QA function is going to take a parameter called audio source. So the search query variable is going to include stt.recognize Google and audio source. So what is this function trying to do? So whenever we call this function, we need to pass it a parameter of audio source. Audio source is basically the variable that Python needs to know what audio input device you're trying to use. So if you're trying to use your default speaker, etc. So this is what it's going to be using. So, and search query is basically what the user is saying. So we're going to use the function called recognize Google to recognize the words that the user is trying to say through the audio source device. So your microphone is an audio source device. All right, so continuing on, now what we want to do is we want to print the search query. And then we want to search Wikipedia for the search query. So we're going to use a summary function, sentences equals 1, just to give a basic overview, and we need to pass the search query variable so Wikipedia knows what it's looking for. All right, now we want to print the response. So we want to print wiki response. Go ahead and do that. All right, and then we also want to say what the Wikipedia responded with. All right, and then now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the audio output system stays alive. So vconfig.run and wait. And then we're gonna time.sleep for half a second just to make things seem a bit more natural. Alright, and then we wanna print, would you like to hear more? So if the user wants to hear more information, then they would have to say yes. To hear more. Alright, so now that we have that done, now we're gonna create a variable called explain, and this variable is just a variable that that stores the yes or no response that the user needs to say if they want to hear more or if they don't want to hear more. So we're gonna say stt.listen and then audio source, and then explain yes or no. This variable stores what the user actually says. So if they say yes, explain yn is going to store yes. If they say no, then it'll store no. So we're going to go ahead and do stt.recognize Google and then explain. Alright, so everything is running good, looks like. And now we're going to print the response. So we want to print \n plus explain yn. Alright, so now we're going to do a little bit of conditional statements. We're going to say if explain yn equals yes. If they responded with yes, then we want to create a variable called wikisum, so the whole summary, wp.summary, and then search query. So we're basically just getting the whole summary, and then what we're going to do after that is we're going to print the whole summary of whatever the search query was. So Wikipedia module returns a summary of the search query. So if I ask what is a water bottle to Wikipedia, it'll respond with like a 5-sentence summary of what a water bottle is. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we want to speak the summary. So, and then we want to continue the audio output system by using the run and wait function. Right. And then now we're going to break out of this if statement and go to elif. So we're going to go elif explain yn equals no. They don't want to do anything, then we're just going to not do anything and pass. Alright, else. So if they say something else, then we're going to print sorry, I didn't recognize what you were trying to say. And we also want to say that. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to just vconfig.run and wait. Right, so now at this point, we want to break out of the try and we want to go into except. So accept any exception that occurs, except exception. And then we're going to print an apology statement. So apologies, the query could not be searched. So basically, if any error occurs, if Wikipedia does not have any information, then the module throws an error at the in the program. The module will throw an error. So we're accepting that error and we're saying that Wikipedia had no information on that, or like your search query was not a good search query, etc. So now that we have that in place, we're gonna break out of the whole function, and then we're gonna say if underscore name, so the name variable equals main. This is the main script. Then we're gonna use the with sr.microphone. So we're using the speech recognition function microphone to basically use the default microphone, the microphone that your computer is connected to right now, as an input device. So we're using that as source, and then we're gonna time.sleep for half a second to make things seem natural. Now let's go ahead and print. Remember, this is what's going to execute. The first thing that's going to execute is this statement, these down here, because this is part of a function. So this is not going to execute. Python will scan this code, but it will not execute this code. This is what's going to execute first, and then we're going to call the function underneath this if statement. So I'm actually naming my bot Russell because I just like, I think it's a cool name. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and print Russell at your assistant. Ask anything. And then we're going to say that. So vconfig.say, copy paste. Right. So then we're going to run and wait. All right. And then audio equals stt.listen. And then we're listening to the source. So we're listening from the source device. So your default microphone is going to be what the module is listening to, or the function is listening to. All right. So now we're going to call our QA function. So we're going QA, and then we're going to pass the audio source as the audio source parameter, and we're going to pass the audio variable as that parameter. And I think it's time. It's time to test it. Interesting. If name with sr.microphone as source. All right. Forgot the parentheses. Cannot find PyAudio. Oh yeah, this is an error that I've come across before. So when we were installing that module, it did not install its dependency PyAudio. So we're going to install that right now. Aha. What is a water bottle?
Like to hear more? Apologies. Cannot be searched.
All right. What's going on? Let's see what happens. What's going on with that? I think we might just need to, yeah, all right. So I think what we need to do is we need to do with sr.microphone. So we just need to do what we did over here again. And I think that's just the way the module is structured. So we're just going to do with sr.microphone as explain underscore source. It's the variable I'm calling it. Tab 1, tab 2, explain source. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and run it. What is a water bottle? Why is it not saying? Why is it not saying it?
Sorry, I didn't recognize what you were trying to say.
All right. I think what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna take all of this out, and then I'm just gonna do plus. Would you like to hear more? I think it might, the vconfig module might just be taking some time before it says one statement, then it says the next statement. I think it might be taking some time to do some, I don't know, however it's structured. Might be some configuration stuff. What is a water bottle? What is a water bottle? Oh, that doesn't sound so good, does it? Alright, so I hope this works. Because I didn't put a run and wait statement over here.
And your assistants. Ask anything.
What is a water bottle?
Drinking water. Example well water. Distilled water. Would you like to hear more?
Perfect. Yes.
Bottled water is drinking water. Example well water. Distilled water.
Alright.
Water.
Alright, so as you can see there, it just gives a more in-depth explanation. So I put the statement twice over here. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and delete that statement. And we also need to print would you like to hear more? I think we finally finished the code now. Yeah. Oh, and 50 lines on the dot. Alright, let's go.
And your assistants. Ask anything.
What is a water bottle?
Drinking water. Example well water. Distilled water. Would you like to hear more?
Yes.
Drinking water. Example well water. Distilled water. Mineral water. Or spring water. Packaged in plastic or glass water bottles. Bottled water may be perfectly.
Alright guys, so there you have it. We have a working Jarvis. I mean think about it. It does a lot of things that Jarvis or Siri does. So I think successful project. See you guys again in the next video, and in the next video we're going to be adding a calculator function to our bot. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like Tony Stark. Peace out.